Welcome back to Outrun the Fog Emerald Division group stages. I'm Megadurk Potato, joined by Outcast Andrew, and we're starting with Tecay MX on the Wesker. Andrew, what do we expect to see in this match?
Hello, Omega. I am very excited. I'm a huge Wesker enthusiast. We already have a chase here on Darkside on the Ada. I gotta tell you, I'm a huge Wesker enthusiast, but I am baffled by anybody who does not run Egg. We got, for the add-ons here, we're looking at the Unicorn Medallion, which makes basically both dashes exactly the same length, and then we got a 10% faster charge time with the gloves. Quick M1 on Ada here. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What's your thoughts on Wesker? Do you like Wesker? And what's your thoughts on the no egg pick?
I like Wesker, but I agree with you. I think Egg is a really important add-on, but I think MX still finding success in these chases without Egg and finding these survivors as well. I think Agitation is also a pretty interesting pick. I think you'll see a lot of Weskers try to put Brutal Strength in that slot to help them with these filler tiles. Egg helps a lot with these maze tiles. So MX is basically saying, I don't need perks to help me in chase. I'm going to be getting downs with Eruption to make sure that you guys keep losing gen progress. Like what happens right there as Darkside goes down here under this pallet, and we see that there is a save attempt here, but it has not come through. There's a hit on a Nervosito and a pallet drop. And now we're going to see an immediate chase afterwards. Looks like a good early game for the Wesker. What does MX do now?
This is an incredible start. When he broke off chase there to go drop Eruption on the generator just to the right here, I was a little bit surprised because, you know, you kick a generator when two people are nearby and then you leave, they just get right back on it. But then he did manage to get a play. Did get it down on the 8 on that pallet gym. That pallet gym is a little bit misplayed, I gotta say. You can, even versus Wesker, who can vault the pallet, you can drop the pallet there and just play it. Now I know he's dashing around, but that with the missed pallet save is a really strong start for MX. Gets a tag on the Nancy. He's looking for the Ada, looking for his tunnel out. It looks like he's found it down by Shaq. He's going to take a quick break and kick this generator at the hill to apply Eruption. Again, I don't love this play, but he is chasing Ace away from the generator, so at least it won't start. He won't get back on the gen yet, and he does get a dash hit on him. Starting the infection on Ace. Looks like he's just going to commit here. I don't know. He's got a lot of pressure on the map, but dropping your tunnel out can come back to bite you. What do you think?
I think what it says right now is Moondox has confidence as we see the chase on FDS at this Omen tile and does get the down to get the Eruption proc right next to this gen they kick with Eruption. You have a lot of pressure across the map, and Moondox and all of Tecay very confident. Silence did play Wesker last week and beat a Sanction. They're the ones who picked the Wesker last week. So really Tecay is saying, we saw what you can do and we know we can do better. And with his level of confidence with the perks and add-ons and playstyle, I think we're now starting to see why. Already has 2 hook stages, both hit HN with Eruption and a Pain Res. For these downs, as these survivors are not on gens, going for the reset, trying to find a way to slow this game down and get stabilized, as they only have 1 gen popped for these 2 hook stages. Numbers wise, when do you expect to be seeing the first kill in this game? You would think surely if you were going for the tunnel out, this would be a death hook on a hill. But how long does this decision to spread these hook stages delay the tunnel out?
Well, I mean, clearly it worked out. Here I am saying I didn't like the 2 plays he made that they made, and literally they worked out really well. Delayed the first generator from popping with the Eruption, and then also gets the Eruption down here, decides to commit to Ace, and gets the Pain Res. That generator had maybe 80-85% progress on it, and it's gone. And now Ace is on hill, going to struggle, and all of Silence is just cranking gen, so no one's set up for the save yet. He is able to come and pressure Nervosito off of the generator down by Shaq there, and make it all the way back to the hill, probably to prevent the unhook from coming in. I mean, I don't like to make predictions this early on. There are 3 gens getting cranked. You can see Nancy's about to pop one here. That Shack side gen is going to probably get done as well. I would imagine 2 of those 3 gens get done before Ace dies here. He does come pressure the most. I gotta tell you, man. Sorry to interrupt myself here. Game sense is fantastic. He went to the most progressed generator to interrupt and grab this Nancy. Like, that's really smart move. Although they do get the save on Ace and the For the People plays coming in. So Nervosito passes some health over to Ace, and now the Tunnel Out is full health again. He is infected. Ace is infected, but well, who needs Ace? We can just get another fresh hook here. 3 fresh hooks, maybe 3 pain reses, and only 2 gens done. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have a prediction? Because this game seems very, very... The killer is making what I would say are interesting choices, but they're paying off 3 times in a row now. So what do I know, right?
Yeah, what I think is an important note is when that hook came through and hit the pain res, we did hear Ace scream in the background. So we know that Ace, wherever your tunnel out is, they're somewhere on the most highly progressed gen. That means the Ace is not getting a spray, which is a humongous concern. Even though they have it in their hand, they're getting pressured, so they won't be able to do it. I'm sure that the plan was work the gen, wait until a situation you had to get the spray down. Wesker's recent changes to prevent tunneling of how much infection carries over after the unhook coming into play, as on old patch, Ace might have already been infected by now. But instead we see a hit onto FDS. FDS trying to hold on, will not fall out the window, and that probably means FDS, here's the full infection, there's a little bit of hinder, just to guarantee you don't make it to the window. And do they have anything to stop FDS from dying with 2 gens left? You're playing against a Wesker who has great map pressure, great chase. If this gen pops, you get it down to a 4K1 worst case scenario, but we'll see if Wesker's keen to it. They've had good game sense in the past, as you said, but it looks like Darkside might be able to get the gen just in time. They don't get the gen, but when they tap it, they tap it.
Yeah.
They tap it and get it afterwards. Make sure this doesn't go to a 4K2. Getting 4K1 against a Wesker is reasonable. It's manageable. You can find a way to tie that. But having a 4K2 tie con and a 4K3 win con is extremely harsh on your Wesker player. And MX knows that, wants to go for more, wants to make sure this is a 4K1 with a period and not a 4K1 with an asterisk next to it.
They do have... All the generators are kind of to the right of the screen here, on the right side of the map there. So there's a generator up here in this tile here, all the way back down to Shack is where all the generators are. It's not a huge spread, but it's not a very tight 3-gen either. This is doable for the survivors, but obviously 1 injured, 1 slugged, MX pressuring the gens. They can't just crank them away right now. I assume they're going to be Nervosito's going to need to cleanse, just did it as I said it. And now they're going to need to set up, they're going to need to pressure the furthest gen while somebody hangs around for the save here. This is, you know, I was agreeing with your Brutal Strength comment. Brutal Strength is a fantastic perk for Wesker, getting rid of all the really strong filler pallets. But Agitation gets him a hook right in the middle of all the 3 generators. They are going to get the save, but this is an injured survivor going for the save, so it's very unlikely he gets away with... Oh, a little bit of an ambitious second dash there. He could have got the down on the Renato, but for now, Renato lives. He's going to play this eye tile, just drops the pallet, and they might be able to make it back to main building, but he's going to have to dodge a dash here. Hits a tree. A little bit of an overjuke, though. Oh, no. Looks like he's going to be going down in main here. And Eruption does come off on the generator over there. It looks like both of the survivors over there cranking it away, and that aura reading is coming in big. But unfortunately, MX is going into montage, vaults the window, get jebaited. Anyways, Chase going back down here. Do you think they can pull this out, though? I don't know. It's not over yet, but there's a lot of question marks and a lot of they're in danger right now.
There's a lot of question marks. IND, DVD given, then TBD taketh away. Having Agitation did get that hook, but the lack of Brutal Strength meant that it was just far enough away that Renato did not instantly go down to that double dash. Otherwise, this game might be over already, as we do see the survivors in a predicament. I think because Wesker, a killer with great map pressure, map mobility, strong chase, there's a reason they're in diamond tier here in Outrun the Fog, especially on Cold Tower. With Eruption, you have great control over this 3-gen, with Agitation as well. It looks like the condition they were playing for with these perks. And the condition now for the survivors is, can you find a way to keep the 8 alive, which is no longer an opportunity, as MX gets a great dash around the hook survivor to the unhook coming through, but still Ada goes down for it. And now you have a nervous Ito, being a bit nervous if you will, trying to find a way to make this chase last. And second wind does come through. And now Wesker does get the kick and the eruption down. A little bit of stealth coming out here from Mariana. That's a bit of confidence right there.
Well, I mean, she does have head on. She does have head on. So push comes to shove. Wesker walks over, and although very patient, because Wesker walked right by her locker and she stayed in there and just chilled. And now she hops out again. She didn't even run in with quick and quiet, because she could have quick vaulted in, but she walked over, gently opened the locker and closed it, so she's chilling there. Nervosito, did he have a med kit? How did he heal? He must have had a med kit, right?
No, second wind.
Second wind. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right.
You're good.
That's right.
I got you.
I was like, but
good.
wait, how are they healthy? No, that makes sense. Thank you. Yeah, I missed that one.
Second wind is allowed in this tier. I believe it is the tier below where it gets banned, as we do see MX getting the hit on Nervosito. The Lithe making sure Renato gets just enough distance to not go down to the stagger immediately, but it looks like they might be in a bit of a predicament. Does not die far enough away for the Gen to pop. Does get hit by eruption. We'll see if MX is aware of the survivor on it, and based on Mariana hopping the locker, it's likely calmed that MX is slugging, and they are trying to find the survivor. Again, wanting it to be a 4K1 period and not a 4K1 asterisk. Sees that this Gen is no longer regressing. They saw it got hit by eruption from the explosion, so they know the survivor is somewhere nearby. They just don't know where. So they're checking basement for it.
He saw he was popping in and out of shack there, looking for the cross, seeing it at the pickup, seeing for the rotation over to pick up Renato up top there. It's it's really unfortunate. You know, I got a bad habit of not really knowing innately how much time is left on generators. I thought there would be a little bit more progress on this one, but no such luck. With Renato dying as far away as possible, that's good. I kind of don't love the going upstairs move, though. He had Lithe. Maybe he wasn't aware of it. He could have ran through main with his Lithe and around the back again. Maybe played this tile over here. What is this, a TL wall? I mean, TL walls aren't great, but they're better than just than the stagger fall off of the hill and down and getting down there. Does decide to pick up Renato, gonna hook him mid-map. This is looking like a 4K1. I don't see how they come out of it. I know that Mariana's been very, very stealth 100 up here, but I don't see how they really make it. Maybe we'll get one more juicy chase in, but that's about it. Obviously, MX is concerned about the hatch play too, but you know, he's in no danger of having any of the gens pop. So this is looking like 4K1.
Yes, the only gen that's high enough progress that MX needs to be concerned about it is this Shack gen. So you can sit both by this most highly progressed gen and the hatch at the same time. You see Nervosito still hanging on to the hook because it's been a little while. Makes MX a little bit nervous that there might be progress on this 2 gen, and that's why MX has to rotate up, is because Nervosito hanging on says, I need to think about it. But it means MX should still be able to get back to this hatch at Shack. For those who don't watch much competitive, they bring an offering that forces hatch to spawn at Shack in the exact same location. So this is not guessing, this is what we in the business call skill, and game knowledge. Knows it spawns exactly here. If we know where Mariana is, if they're still in that locker, you're gonna be having an interesting time. They're in the other locker.
She has a crow. She's got a crow.
They do have.
By the way, I think she stopped the regression on that gen again.
Yeah.
Just a cheeky little. Yeah, I'm here. Come find me.
just a little passive aggressive smile, like what those people in Twitch chat should be smiling about right now as the result of this game. And that's how you get chat to talk in your stream. You're welcome. We do see playable gates. Maybe not against the Wesker. We might see Mariana try get the gate to 24-ish%, and then hope that Wesker's patrol path, using a night term there,
I
Fun
don't think
fact.
you saw. He came up the edge of the map. I think he came up the edge of the map on the far left there, like the far left of our screen right now. And I don't think
I
she
have.
saw. She's looking back like
Oh,
mid map. Oh, she got a light.
has a light on. They went too far. I think you have to go to about the E or the S. They went a touch further than that.
But she's
I'm a
getting
killer main, so I
progress.
don't know the letter.
She's getting it. What happened? We're gonna get out.
We do. We get 1 gen left, but we do get 2 stages through the door. Welcome back to Out in the Fog. And we're looking at Ghostface on Hawkins, not Larry's. Welcome to a bit of an more unusual, slightly less common map, and you will see a different build for it. You don't see Olsen's wallet because there's less traffic pallets everywhere, but we still do see a hit onto freeze line fast. We're getting into this fast. So what do you have to say about this match real fast, Andrew?
Real fast. Yeah, very, very good point about Olsen's wallet. It's pretty standard on Leary's, but here we've got Philly instead, which is going to reduce the stock time required to fully stock a survivor. I think it's by 20%. Very quick hit and down. I was going to say hit on the Ada, and now we got it down. Build is very interesting. We're running a 3 totem build with a sloppy butcher, so we can slow down those resets, slow down those gens, and if somebody wants to touch those totems, they're going to be, that is retribution, right? They're going to be oblivious and give away everyone's auras. So a lot of map information there and a lot of regression here. I got to tell you, I'm a little bit newer to the Hawkins Ghostface set. The fact that it has a lot of weaker palettes definitely changes the add-ons. What else can we look forward to today?
I think we'll be looking for very unusual chases. People still aren't used to Hawkins being back in the rotation. Larry's is forever, but when Stranger Things came out, people stopped thinking about Hawkins, how to loop these unusual buildings, or unusual tiles, excuse me. So you see tiles like that where you can kind of just drop it like a corner piece to a main building, some weird 50-50 tiles, but you're going to see a similar amount of RNG, but you don't see a whole bunch of windows everywhere. So what the most important part we do see is because Hawkins does have 2 upstairs gens, it puts your gen macro into a very different situation. Larry's, you play topside hard, 3 gen, go for it. And with Hawkins, the 1 portal room is a bit hard to play around. What we do see is a second down, an extra basement. That's also hard to play around for these survivors. Come through, but you still have another person in basement, and you get a free hit, I would think. Waiting for the hook. He goes for the slug.
He gets a trade though.
You should get the trade.
Does he get the trade? Oh, everybody, the whole party's here, guys. Everybody's here.
Waiting out the timer on Ada. If Ada dies with 3 gens left, that's a rough result to do anything with. The firecracker does go down. We'll see if somebody's here for a save, facing the wall, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know if I like that pick. He still had Flavortown over here. What's his name again? Jonah. He still had Flavortown over here, injured and near basement. But he decides to get the hook, get the kill. We got a kill at 3 gens. We do have Jake hanging around there. I think he had a flashlight, so I don't know if he's going for a save or trying to help the team recover. Can't pick up Nancy here. Nancy is a 1 second away from Wiggle. So basically, she's a perma slug until they can pick her up. And it looks like Mariana's just hanging out, trying to prevent that from happening. So if they do pick her up, he can re-tap her and drop her down again. No gen progress to be spoken of right now. And with Ruin up, that is going to be 0 gen progress in general. He catches the blood trail of the Flavortown here. And looks like this is going to be another quick down unless he has some juicy window chases. Oh, that's 1.
Here's the only windows you're going to see being played too much, I would imagine. Is the consistent ones that are actually playable besides one in Portal Room, but we will see MX going down. And I think the reason Freezeline was picked up there was because it means that there's no way that they can possibly get that tunnel out saved. Freeze line dying means that you're in a 3v1 against the Ghostface with a ruin that's going to be almost impossible to get rid of, having to eat through an undying and possibly even a retribution to be able to get that ruin. 3v1 for Ghostface with ruin should just be survivors no longer pop gens, maybe one of them. As a killer here, you should be looking at a 4k2 minimum, if not a 4k3, with all of this pressure you have with the 2 injuries as you watch another come through, not wanting to deal with borrowed time, the base get borrowed time, not the perk, apologies. Just wanting to get some sloppy hits down, make sure everyone's injured, nobody can touch a generator safely. This is a Ghostface on an indoor map. Now we do have the portal room window that we do see some odd play out. I thought you should just revault it, but instead, Mariana gets the down on Medtox. Starting to see why Silence picked Ghostface and on Hawkins. Mariana feels very comfortable on this map, on this killer, and we see these survivors healing upstairs with a build good for it though. Better than new. Empathic, solidarity, resilience. They understood what was happening. It's a faster one to MX, and this second one should be done in less than 10 seconds.
So, couple things. One, I understand definitely vaulting back, vaulting at the main room there, the portal room. That would have been smart. But the problem was, they were still in chase, so you can very quickly block that window and get yourself trapped. So I think that's what they were worried about. They were trying to maybe mind game the window a little bit. I have a question for you, Mega, because you know a little bit more about Hawkins Ghostface than I do. We have seen, okay, up until this very point, we've seen 0 stalking, all tagging. We're playing stealth killer with M1, like stealth M1 killer this entire time. Is that normal, or did this game just snowball and Mariana's just been taking advantage?
I think very much excited on the snowball, getting stalk. As a Ghostface player myself, I feel if I'm super close to the survivor and I know that there's no way that I get the full stalk without being able to get the tag as well, if they're going to break me out, then I'm just going to go for sloppy hits, because that's what sloppy's there for. Because it means in the early game, you don't have to worry about having those gens fly. And with Mariana's confidence, with all of this snowball happening, including the third down occurring, you say, great, I want to make sure I have sloppies and injuries and so much pressure early that you can't crank out a third gen by just leaving people on hook. And that is what Mariana has done, made sure sloppy is the fast answer, get this game over with. Stalking says, you want to play the long game, but Mariana didn't want to sit in this game for too long. This match over fast, time-wise and gen-wise. As long as you find the last slug, you get a 4k3 tie condition to send us into overtime. You want more to be able to make this a 1-1 going into third set, but that's not what you can hope for. Trying to get a 4k4 is a tall task, especially when survivors know all we got to do is pop a couple gens. So you have to play around that 4k3, and that's going to be a very tough ask.
That's fair, and yeah, thanks. I mean, I totally agree. I'm also a Ghostface enjoyer, so I mean, if you get it, unless someone is like 75% or higher stocked, you take the tag every time. I just wasn't sure if this was common in a Hawkins set versus a Leary set, but yeah, looks like just the snowball started fast and kept going quickly. I should say, I don't know if either of us have said this on the stream yet. This is a South America versus EU, so you can see it a little bit in the chases. There are some chases that are some hits that maybe wouldn't come in if there was better ping. But 4k3 is our final result there for Mariana on the Ghostface. We're gonna come back with Tecay and see if they can at least tie 4k3 and put us to the third set.